One of the most common applications of multiplying with rational numbers is converting Celsius to Fahrenheit or vice versa. So we're going to focus on, given a temperature in Celsius, how do we calculate what that temperature is in Fahrenheit? So here would be an example. Barcelona, Spain uses Celsius as its temperature. Really, most places do except for the US. So if I wanted to know kind of what clothes to pack or what temperature I would expect it to be there, I can use this formula here. And you would read that as you take whatever the temperature is in Celsius and multiply it by the improper fraction 9/5. And then whatever you get there, add 32 to it to get the temperature in Fahrenheit. So we'll use 20 as an example. And I'm going to put 20 in for the letter C here in this formula. So what that would look like is I would do 9/5 times 20 first. And then I would add 32 at the end following the order of operations. So I know I have to do the multiplication first. It's nice that I have a multiple of 5 as my temperature because to multiply those, I could go straight across and I would be able to simplify this as well. So kind of reducing it down a little earlier would make this multiplication easier because now that I can see I'm really just doing 9 times 4, which would be 36. And then again, kind of adding that 32 at the end, I would see that 20 degrees Celsius is really 68 degrees Fahrenheit. So we'll do a couple more examples. The idea is the same though, of coming back to this formula, plugging in the temperature in Celsius in for C in the formula, multiplying that, and then adding 32. So while we're first practicing, I'm going to give you temperatures that are divisible by 5 just to help make this multiplication a little bit easier. Or you can challenge yourself and not use a calculator if it's something divisible by 5. So here in this first example, we have -5 degrees Celsius that we're trying to convert to Fahrenheit. So again, the idea stays the same. I'm going to plug in that value in for C in the formula. So this would be 9/5 times my temperature in Celsius, and I'm going to take that answer and add 32 at the end. So if I'm focused on the multiplication, I could think of that -5 as -5 over 1 to help me, and I see that these 5s can cancel and simplify. So now looking at this multiplication, it's really 9 times -1, which would be a -9, plus that 32. And a -9 plus 32, those are going to take away from each other. So I'd actually want to subtract in my head 32 minus 9. And that gives me a temperature of 23 degrees Fahrenheit. Positive since I have more positives. Looking at the next example, a warmer temperature, we have 35 degrees Celsius, which doesn't sound warm to us, but let's see what that is in Fahrenheit before we judge it. So all I'm doing right now is plugging in the 35 and for C in the formula. Maybe you want to pause the video right now and try it out on your own to kind of compare. 5 and 35 could simplify. They both divide by 5, so that would become 7. 9 times 7 is 63. Adding my 32 at the end would give me a temperature of 95 degrees Fahrenheit. So again, 35 degrees does not sound very warm, but if you're talking Celsius, that's actually a very hot day for us. So next you're going to try these on your own. Practice inserting a value in for a variable and solving to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. Good luck.